A devastating plague on Earth forces humans to migrate to another planet, but the space shuttle taking people to the new world is attacked by a parasite, who is intent on slaughtering what is left of humanity. The movie opens in 2242 AD, when Earth is suffering an extinction-level event and a last spaceship named Merc is ready to leave for the new Earth with chosen passengers. The people are eager to get on the last ship, but only those who are cleared from any kind of disease and have legal documents are allowed on board. Among these people is a couple named Noah and his pregnant girlfriend Haley, who slowly make their way through the crowd. Haley is taken on board by the guards, while Noah is left behind. The people being left behind start to grow frantic and break through barriers, but the spaceship leaves the Earth. Haley is really devastated by the fact that Noah has left her behind, but she doesn't have time to think about it as she is ushered into the main hall with other passengers. In the hall, Admiral Kiernan gives his speech, saying that this ship is the last quantum engine-enabled ship capable of making the journey to New Earth. He says that he is hoping that the place will be a paradise, as they said it would be, and that at the end of this 6-month journey, they will be leading a new life. Soon his speech ends, and as everyone scatters around, Noah, who had sneaked on the schedule as a janitor, comes rushing towards Haley. They happily greet each other, but before they could talk further, the guards took Haley away towards the Admiral. There, it is revealed that Haley is Admiral's daughter. The Admiral asks them if Noah is Haley's boyfriend, but they both deny it, saying he is just someone who helped her get on board. After their talk with the Admiral, they both walk toward Cryo, where Haley is supposed to be in a sleeping pod for the next 6 months. They talk for a while, discussing their hopes for a bright future on the new Earth, where they would start a family. Soon Haley is asleep in the pod while the remaining crew members are called to report as there will be a quantum jump in less than a minute. When the shuttle is stable again after the quantum jump, Noah meets an older janitor Clay, who tells him that while they went through a quantum jump, 30 years have passed on Earth due to quantum release time dilation. Clay says that everybody on Earth is dead, but he doesn't seem fazed by this information and happily goes towards the dining hall. In the dining hall, the crew members are discussing several topics when a guard comes there, dragging someone with them. Security officer Stanley addresses Everton, saying, "That person was a stowaway, and if anyone is plotting against Admiral or is a stowaway, they will face the same punishment." He then tells them that they will reach the new Earth in 182 days, and since Admiral is asleep with others, he will be their commander in the meantime. Stanley introduces the members of the crew and then says that if they face any problems, they will have to fix them by themselves. After the breakfast is over, Noah goes to his cabin, where he finds that he will be sharing it with Clay. He tries to be friendly with Clay, but Clay shuts down all his attempts at being friendly. Before his work shift starts, Noah goes to Cryo, where he talks to Haley, telling her mother is probably dead with everyone else on Earth. He talks about how he thinks they will have a daughter, but before he could talk further, Clay called him for work. Their half-time is almost past on the spaceship, and one day Stanley hears someone trying to access the reactor, but when he goes there to find the culprit, no one is in sight. He goes into the bathroom and sees Noah there, so he tells him to keep his eyes open, as many people are not happy about leaving Earth, so if he sees anything suspicious, he has to report it. In the meantime, another crew member, Shady, accidentally drinks the alcohol with some parasites inside it and starts to feel sick. When he is with his friend Blue, he gets an attack of heartburn and drinks the water that Blue offers him. As Blue tries to ask him if he is alright, his body suddenly bursts, spreading his black blood everywhere and infecting Blue with the virus. Meanwhile, Noah finds Clay doing some suspicious activities and thinks he is making a bomb. Clay and his friends make him believe that he is correct, but after scaring him a little, they reveal that Clay is just brewing moonshine, a drink specially made with airspace fuel. That night, they have an impromptu birthday party for their friend Ortega. At the party, they talk about the family they left behind, and Noah tells them about his mother. Clay asks Noah what he will be doing when they land, and Noah tells him that he is assigned to be a butcher. Ortega leaves the party first to find Blue, and after a lot of searching, she finds him standing alone in a room. After calling him repeatedly, Blue finally turns around, surprising Ortega, but before she could do anything, he smashed her head repeatedly on the wall, killing her. When Clay and Noah are alone after the party, Clay reveals that he found out about Noah being illegally on the spaceship. Noah decides to speak the truth and tells Clay that he is a stowaway and that he lied to them because he is dating Admiral's daughter. He is worried that Clay is going to reveal his secret, but to his surprise, Clay doesn't say anything. They are called by Stanley and go inside a room, where they find blood splatter everywhere. They are all suspicious of Blue as he is missing, but Clay says that he worked with Blue for a long time and he can't do that. Stanley makes an announcement, asking everyone to report if they found Ortega or Blue, but before anyone could report anything, Clay finds Ortega's dead body. They all scatter around to find Blue, and Noah finds him cutting the door of the Admiral's quarters. He quickly calls everyone, and they surround Blue, shocked to see his appearance when he turns around. They ask him to drop his weapons, but he instead kills a crew member, Shu, instantly by biting his neck. Before Blue could attack anyone else, they open fire, killing him on the spot. They move 3 dead bodies into the medical room, where they see that Blue's body seems to be dissolving from the inside. Dr. Susan is preparing to do an autopsy on Blue while Clay and Noah are locked inside their room by Stanley. At first examination, Susan couldn't find anything in Blue's body and did another visual assessment, where she found a black substance inside Blue's body. Meanwhile, another crew member, Teak, searches the videotapes and finds a videotape of Shady's death and Blue's infection. Clay and Noah are still in their room, with Clay shouting at everyone to open the door when Stanley comes there and takes them to the medical room. There, Susan tells everybody that she cut open Blue and found that his organs had been eaten down to nothing. Everyone is shocked to hear that information as Susan continues to explain that Blue picked up some sort of virus or parasite that invades the body of the host and is still on the loose. Susan reveals that Noah is a stowaway, as she found out while searching for passengers' histories. Stanley immediately goes to capture Noah after hearing this, but Clay comes to his rescue, saying that Noah is innocent and it must be someone else who brought the parasite on board. They all again watch the video of Shady bursting, and Clay suggests that they wake up Admiral because he is supposed to be taking care of people on board. Stanley doesn't agree with his suggestion and instead goes to beat Noah again, but before anything else can happen, the 3 dead people come back to life and attack them. They fight back quickly, but Stanley is killed by Shu while Susan helps others escape from there. Stanley has come back to life, now infected, and unlocks the remaining crew's quarter, which are instantly attacked and infected. Clay takes the lead as he starts guiding the survivors to the arsenal. Teak still tries to blame Noah, but Clay stops him, and instead, they try to find a way to kill the infected. Clay suggests they use a flamethrower, and when they are attacked by the infected, they follow his plan. The flamethrower sets off the fire alarms and suppression, which makes it hard for them to see anything. They start to move forward towards the security bay, and on the way, they are reunited with Lincoln. Before they could move to some safe spot, Teak was grabbed by the infected and pulled into a mist caused by fire suppression. Clay runs to rescue Teak and disappears for a while, making everyone worried, but soon he returns with Teak. Lincoln suggests using the escape pods, while Teak suggests taking refugees to Security Bay. Lincoln doesn't agree with his suggestion and instead goes to the escape pod, but he is killed there by an infected. Clay gets injured by Stanley, but they manage to reach the Security Bay after shooting Stanley. They discuss that if someone brought a parasite on the board, they must have a reason, but they all had lost hope of surviving, except Noah. With 84 days left until the Merc reaches its destination, they try to come up with a plan to get rid of the infected and save the sleeping passengers. Noah goes to the Admiral's quarters through a duct with Clay's guidance, as they hope he will be able to rescue them. As Noah goes to the Admiral's quarters, Teak has completely lost hope and confesses to Clay and Susan that he is the one responsible for all this, as he is a hardliner revolutionary against the repopulation of the New Earth. Clay breaks Admiral's pod, waking him up, and explains the situation to him. In the security bay, Teak admits that he doesn't know where the parasite came from and doesn't know how to stop it. The Admiral wakes up and listens to Teak's confession, so he wakes up his whole security team and proposes to use stronger weapons to get rid of the infected. The infected break into the security bay, killing Teak, while Clay and Susan find it hard to fight the infected. The Admiral's security is easily overwhelmed by the infected, and as they face the monsters, Noah is chased by Blue, who collapses after being splashed with cleaning fluid. Noah attempts to inform others about his finding, but before he could do so, Admiral sacrifices himself by setting off a grenade, blowing the infected apart. Susan and Clay are relieved, thinking it is finally over, but to their shock, the remaining body parts of the infected start to reconnect. With these body parts, a stronger mutant being is formed, and taking advantage of the survivors' distraction, the other infected enter the reactor core. Noah finally informs others about his discovery, and they head to Clay's moonshine stash to construct better weapons with cleaning fluid. While they plan their attack, the time to reach their destination starts to decrease as the infected are overheating the reactor. Susan figures out that the parasite was distracting them with all the fighting to gain access to the reactor core. Noah also realizes that the parasite's plan is to wipe out the last 50 million humans on Earth while wiping out the passengers at the same time with the ship. Slowly, the remaining passengers start to get infected. Clay sends Noah to rescue Haley, and after he does so, they make their way toward an escape pod just as the mutant attacks. Susan is killed in the first attack, and despite his attempts to hold it off, Clay starts to get overwhelmed and is seemingly killed in the attack. The only survivors, Noah and Haley, make their way to the remaining escape pod, but Noah has to separate from Haley to start the launch sequence. Noah encounters the monster there and manages to weaken it with his weapon. He is about to leave when Clay, who is still alive, messages him from the bridge, saying that he can't make it to them as the ship is moving too fast and it is over. Clay launches their escape pod without any warning and sets the shuttle to self-destruct. They reach the new Earth, but as they emerge from the escape pod, Noah spots another human who turns out to be infected. In the distance, a huge monster is attacked by a jet fighter while Noah raises his gun, saying the phrase "burn them all." If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.